Hi everybody, I'm Elanie Beckett, joining Change Creator SA from Oh My Soul Yoga Veda, and I'm very grateful this morning that what I prepared happens to tie in very nicely with what Stanley was talking about just a moment ago, with the impressions. Basically that's what it boils down to, what we expose ourselves to and what we come into contact with, going into our minds, into our subconscious minds. Now, those of you who have been sort of following along on this 21-day lockdown program that Change Creator is running, you will have noticed that I speak a lot about Ayurveda and the Ayurvedic cooking, Ayurvedic medicine, how we use food as medicine. And today I had it in my heart to speak about something that's on topic, but just a different element of the same topic. And that is our mental health. If you happen to have joined me this morning for the yoga class, you would have seen that I was introducing you to a practice called Pratyahara, which is the practice of withdrawing the senses. That's basically exactly what it translates into, withdrawing the senses. And Stan spoke earlier about controlling what we put into our conscious minds, digesting it properly so that it doesn't become waste material in the subconscious mind. And that's where I want to carry on with the same topic. Now, in Ayurveda, as I've said, Pratyahara means the withdrawal of the senses. Much more simple than we actually think it is. That simply means that taking yourself to a place where your eyes and your ears and your smell and your taste and your physical hands are not stimulated by things that are going on outside of you. It's the practice of bringing our awareness back into our internal environment so that we can become aware of things that might be undigested. This morning I spoke about bottled up emotions. A lot of the yoga postures, a lot of the movements that we do are specifically intended to open up the channels and release all of those old tensions, old emotions, even old memories. And that's what the practice of Pratyahara is all about. Our daily lives mean that we're bombarded by stimuli. We've got the television, we've got billboards, we've got magazines, we're surrounded by friends and families who are in our ears. We are absorbing on a subconscious level what the radio talks about. And right now where we are absorbing a constant bombardment of updated stats, updated opinions, updated theories, even conspiracy theories. All of these people want our attention and they give us their opinions, their insights from so many angles. We're not on lockdown only with access to the people around us, but we still have access to hundreds and thousands of people out there who are also taking up space in our minds. And that's why taking time to practice Pratyahara, or withdrawal of the senses, is so critical right now in the time that we find ourselves. A healthy mind is able to ward off the negative sensory input, the negative things that surrounds us, and that's why it's critical for us to focus on the health of our minds as well as our bodies. Pratyahara, as I said, is the conscious withdrawal of the senses. It's made up of two Sanskrit words, prati, meaning away or against or removing from, and ahara, literally translating into food. So Pratyahara means to remove ourselves from food. In this case, I'm talking today about mental food, the elements that we're putting into our minds. Now, we have three levels that we have to deal with these sensory inputs. Number one is the food that we eat into our physical bodies. Number two, the impressions of our minds. And number three, the people that we surround ourselves with. And a simple way to take control of our senses is with the yoga practice that I showed you this morning in the class, called Brahmari breathing. Now, Brahmari is a bee. It's literally a huge bee that is found in India. And the pranayama, or the breath work called the Brahmari breathing, is literally focusing all of your attention inwards into your head. So this is more a yoga thing, but I'll show it to you very briefly. What you do, let me just put all of this down. What you do is you close your eyes so that you don't have sensory input of the eyes, and you use the thumbs to press the tragus, this little cartilage in front of the ear. You push that down and you close the eyes. So now you don't have any sensory input from your eyes or ears, and you use the ring fingers to more or less close your nostrils, not completely because you still want to exhale. So closing the ears, closing the eyes, and semi-closing the nostrils. You're going to inhale with your nostrils open. And then as you exhale and slightly close, just make a buzzing like a So you're just going to go and you'll feel that's quite intense. If you do that 5 to 7 rounds, 5 to 7 rounds is plenty. Just do 5 to 7 rounds, and you'll find by the time you get to the 3rd round, you sometimes see little lights in front of your eyes. You can start seeing colors. It's really quite a vibration that goes on inside the head. And that's very stimulating for the tiny little blood vessels in the brain to remove toxins. And it's a great way to really free yourself from the sensory input of the outside world. Now, why do we need to do that? I've been teaching you about the 3 constitutions of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the air and space element, the fire-water element, and the earth-water element. The reason we practice just this short practice, 1 to 5 minutes a day of withdrawing ourselves, is because our different physical constitutions tend to become overwhelmed and clogged in different ways. Our Vata space air elements are always active and on the move, like wind blowing, and they tend to get really overstimulated. I've got a Vata child, and he runs around, he bounces off the walls, and sometimes it's really hard to get this child to just sit still. So teaching my child to just take a minute a day to calm himself and to become still is a great way for him to then proceed into the day with that sense of stillness. So your Vata elements really need a calm, still practice. Once or twice a day, morning and evening is good. And this Brahmari breathing that I've showed you, the bee breath, is great for insomnia. It really helps us switch off at the end of the day. Pitta people, who we know are our fire elements, they're always chasing after something, always ambitious, goal-orientated, almost military. Pitta people tend to like structure, a little bit, martial type of approach, structured, going for certain goals, and we need to use a certain time of the day to switch off, to really release from our own agendas, to release from our own goals, and just go into what's then called the yin energy, just the more feminine observation energy. So for Pitta people, it's very important to switch off for a short period of the day, to release ourselves from our own goals, our own drive, and just let that divine energy in for a moment, just to let the divine take over for a moment and just observe. If we don't take the time out of our days to do that, we tend to really get wrapped up in our own agendas. Kapha people, your earth water people, are very prone to get weighed down by laziness, lethargy, being unproductive. Those are your people who tend to become couch potatoes. So they need a practice during the day during which they can visualize or actively wake up the senses, which is what that bee breath does. Really wakes up the brain, it wakes up the ears, it wakes up the eyes. So contraindicated if you've got an active ear infection or problems with your eyes, some tenderness or some pressure behind the eyeballs. If you are on your menstrual cycle, or if you're pregnant, or if you have high blood pressure, contraindicated. So mind your own body. Be aware of what your body is telling you when you do this practice. So quick recap, Vata air people tend to have our thoughts all over the place. Good to bring a little bit of stillness into the constitution. Pitta people, do a little practice a day. If you're not into bee breath or doing anything like that, go and sit quietly outside. Look at a tree. Contemplate the tree. Contemplate the water, the air flowing throughout the trunk of the tree. Do whatever works for you. Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. Lie in your bed and become aware of the pressure of the blanket on your body, the feeling of your own body lying and becoming heavy into the mattress. You can really do whatever blows your hair back, whatever floats your boat. The main idea is that you take 1 to 5 minutes a day during which you focus purely on the sensations of your body, completely withdrawing from the stimulus that you are receiving externally. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for joining me. Now Stanley's going to come back with some sanity-preserving relationship input for us, and after that it's Pastor Ritz with a spiritual message for the day. I'll catch you again tonight at 5 o'clock South African time, when I'm inviting you into our home to come and cook with us, spend some time with us. Get yourself a cup of coffee, pour a drink if that's what you want to do. Remember, our cooking show is not a television show. I don't pre-prepare to do a specific thing. I'm inviting you to come and visit. So I don't have measured quantities of things sitting ready. I don't pre-cook and pre-toast and throw everything together in 5 minutes. I'm inviting you to participate, to come and visit me. Get your drinks, get your snacks, and participate. Send us your comments. Join in the conversation. That's what we're doing at 5. So I'll see you later. And right now I'm sending Stanley back your way. Thanks for being here.